Here's your latest Pioneer News Update. I'm Porter Ploger.
And I'm Ian Adams. Middle Tennessee is reeling from overnight storms. There's confirmed tornado damage in the Goodlettsville area, with surveys ongoing to determine if a second tornado occurred. Widespread power outages and storm damage were reported throughout Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky.
Many folks in the Gallatin area are still in reconstruction after January's ice storm, and it looks like they're going to get some federal help.
Federal assistance is now available for Middle Tennesseans still trying to work on repairs after the ice storm at the end of January. Harold Nunez is with the U.S. Small Business Association.
If you had any sort of physical damages to your structure, to your personal property, as a homeowner, as a renter, or as a small business, if you had damages to your structure because of the storm, there are funds available for you through the U.S. Small Business Administration disaster assistance, so you can sort of recover. I know it's a little late into the recovery. A lot of people have picked up and go, but it's still available. If you had to use any type of funding, if it was personal, if you had to take out a loan, if you had to do something, if insurance is still waiting, this is the perfect time to tap in with those federal resources and just kind of get some of that funding back.
Those who receive assistance from FEMA may also be eligible for a state tax refund up to $2,500 on items bought to replace or repair property damaged by the storm.
As the semester wraps up, Jake Daughtery says financial help is waiting in the wings for those who need it.
There's no better time than now to start thinking about the future. With one semester ending, that means there's another one to start. Every semester, students may face various difficulties when it comes to affording tuition, books, or other various things needed for daily life. We are highlighting the Vol State College Foundation. I had the opportunity of sitting down with Ms. Karen Mitchell and discussing the foundation.
The foundation is its own separate nonprofit organization. So we have our own separate 501c3 organization called the Volunteer State College Foundation. And what we do is we raise money for scholarships and other projects of the college.
Ms. Mitchell started discussing some of the projects that the foundation helps out with in the community.
Even if they do receive full tuition from either one of those programs or something else, books can be very expensive, and certain programs have some pretty hefty fees as well. So we're there to help with all of those things.
When it comes to the success of the foundation, Ms. Mitchell fully credits the community and says it wouldn't be possible without them.
They're everything. If the community isn't behind us, we can't succeed. So they come to our events, obviously, but also they give separately. They give privately. They support our events through sponsorships, but some donors just simply give us larger gifts, or maybe even leave us in their will. We just had a large gift that someone left to us in their will. So we have a lot of different avenues that people can give.
When it comes to actually applying for a scholarship, Ms. Mitchell said the process was very easy.
We have it under financial aid, but also under the foundation. There is one application that a student needs to fill out. That's it, just that one application. And what happens is that we have multiple scholarships, but luckily you don't have to apply for each one, because that one application gets you in the pool for all of the scholarships that you qualify for. So, for example, our scholarship associate would, let's say she is trying to fill a scholarship, trying to find the recipient for a scholarship that has a 2.0 GPA with maybe a major in music or whatever. So they don't always have specifics. We like it better when it's more general, because that we can help more folks that way. But if it's a 2.0 GPA and no other criteria, then every student who applied with a 2.0 GPA, we can assess that application, make sure that we have everything and that they qualify. And if they do, then we have 3 reviewers to review each application, and they kind of score them and rank them. And it's very helpful, because you also have to upload your FAFSA that I'm sure everybody's familiar with, that awful beast of a thing that we have to fill out to get some aid. But maybe your FAFSA implies, oh, that person doesn't need help because they have a lot of money. But in your essay, they've said, well, I lost my job last fall, or my husband lost his job last fall, or my mom lost her job, or something like that. So your essay can really help us make some other determinations that the definitive FAFSA can't help us with. We get the more full picture. And I call it an essay. It's not like a school essay where we grade grammar or anything like that. It's just about telling your story and helping us understand how this scholarship would impact you. The earlier that people apply, the sooner that they're going to hear about it. So that's the good news. But we make awards all the way actually through August. Believe it or not, we have students who come and they get registered and it's time to start class, and then they think, oh, wait, I'm supposed to pay for this? So sometimes it takes students a minute, but we will still allow them to fill out an application once school's even started if they haven't really thought through how they're going to pay for it, or if whatever way they originally thought was going to pay for it didn't pan out. So we take it through August, but the sooner you apply, the sooner you're going to hear.
Middle Tennesseans on Medicare or Medicaid have had a lot of questions about the impact of federal cuts on their health. Devon Carver went in search of answers.
Timothy Carver, a multi-talented imaging technologist at Meharry Metro General Hospital, was curious how the current administration is affecting hospitals in the Nashville, Tennessee area.
The current administration has passed the Big Beautiful Bill Act, I do believe is what it was called. It's affected Medicare and Medicaid quite a bit. Medicare is the one that affects 65, the people that's retired, then also the disabled, and Medicaid is the ones that affect younger people that's, lower income, whatever it may be, unable to work for whatever reasons. It's really affected them by what it covers. Exam-wise, like in my field, whether or not, certain procedures can get done, things of that nature.
Right.
But it's been a bit of a challenge. Our numbers are down significantly, throughout all of healthcare when it comes to imaging exams. So it's been interesting.
So I was curious about how specifically that's affecting General Hospital, Mary.
So General Hospital being an indigent hospital, meaning we a lot of lower income people don't have insurance at all. We've had a charity program. The charity funding has been cut drastically. There's still some. They pick and choose big time who they want to get on the charity. If you got history of breast cancer in your family, mammograms would come back abnormal, they want an MRI of your breast. Those people with a little pushing here or there, they can get approved for charity.
Right.
People that may have back pain, that they can barely walk, well, they might look at that as more of a non-emergent type thing. So they're basically having to live with just like some type of pain management, pain medication type thing. Procedures are not getting done. OR procedures at our hospital was down. Like I mentioned earlier, imaging procedures, not just MRI, but CT, X-ray, all of them are down. Ultrasound. It's taken a big budget cut from our hospital specifically.
Yeah, so it's been a bigger issue than maybe the media is portraying.
It definitely has.
Right.
It definitely has.
Well, I wanted to take this opportunity for us to educate some people who might not be thinking about it as much, because there's been some other issues going on. So I appreciate you taking the time to come sit with us and educate us a little bit on how these issues are affecting people in our area.
The annual Middle Tennessee Strawberry Festival is coming up next weekend in Portland. The festival is on May 8th and 9th, features crafts, clothing, handmade goods, food, entertainment, including a strawberry jam concert, fireworks, magic shows, and of course, strawberries.
It's a big weekend for the Vol State Bats. Here's a look at sports.
I'm Zachary with your Pioneer Sports. The rebuilding process has begun. Titans picked Ohio State's wide receiver Carnell Tate in the first round of the NFL draft. This marks the first time in franchise history the team used the 4th overall pick in the draft. The last first-round Ohio State pick by the organization was running back Eddie George in 1996. The Titans also hope to beef up their defense with Kendrick Fall from Auburn, also selected in the first round after a trade with the Buffalo Bills. The Lady Pioneers softball team have had a 9-game hot streak to wrap up their season. The Lady Pioneers celebrated Sophomore Day with a pair of wins against Jackson State. The first one 7-4, and the second 6-1 in Sunday's doubleheader. The Lady Pioneers, Kirsten Smith says, Vol State now heads to conference play.
So conference tournament will begin this weekend. Baseball has a play-in series against Chattanooga State, who's the 5th seed, and Volunteer State's the 8th seed. In the regular season, Chat swept baseball, so kind of looking for a turnaround there. But they'll start their play-in series on Thursday, I believe, and be done by Saturday and figure out if they get to go to conference tournament or not. For softball, though, we're ranked as the 1 seed for the first time in program history. We've won the regular season, and we'll start on Saturday. We get a bye first round. We'll start on Saturday, so we're still waiting to figure out who we're going to play, and that game will be on Friday, but we'll head down to Columbia on Friday.
The Pioneers baseball team ended their regular season on a high note, defeating Jackson State in a 3-game series. The Pioneers downed the Green Jays 18-8 and 10-5 in a doubleheader on Thursday and clobbered them 19-6 in 7 innings on Friday's outing. Vol State has been 15-15 at home this season. Nashville SC has won its 4th straight 4-2 over Charlotte FC over the weekend. The boys in gold remain undefeated at Geodis Park in 2026 and now sit a game ahead at the Eastern Conference Summit. I'm Zachary with your Pioneer Sports.
Let's hope the weather holds. Here's a look at the forecast.
I'm Caleb with your Pioneer Forecast. Expect mostly sunny skies today, the high reaching 69. Temps will drop tonight to the low 50s, especially in Gallatin. Clouding up tomorrow with a chance of showers, the high 68. The weekend will be a mix of sun and clouds, the highs in the upper 60s. 'Tis the season for pollen allergies, especially grass pollen. If your neighbor's been busy with the lawnmower and you're allergic, you might want to stay inside. I'm Caleb with your Pioneer Forecast.
That wraps up this edition of the Pioneer News Update. I'm Porter Ploger.
And I'm Ian Adams. Thanks for watching.